Tasmanian Senator Claire Chandler is calling for the definition of sex to be reintroduced into the Sex Discrimination Act to ensure women's only sport can be allowed. The private Senator's bill to Parliament would protect single-sex sport for Australian women and girls as a fundamental good for society. Senator Claire Chandler has been a forceful advocate on these issues. You've seen her here on this program and other colleagues on Sky News, and she joins me now from Canberra to give us the update. Senator, thank you for your time. I know you're in the early stages of drafting this legislation, but give us a sense of how it's going to defend the rights of women and girls.
Well, look, Peter, we all know that single-sex sport for women and girls is a fundamental necessity and that Commonwealth law should protect that. And I always find it a little odd that in 2021, while we're talking about the importance of women's rights and the importance of women's safety, at the same time, sporting clubs and sporting administrators can have legal action threatened against them or taken against them just for providing single-sex sport for women. So that's why I'm working on a private senator's bill to clarify that it will not be an offence under Commonwealth legislation to offer single-sex sport for women. It must be unequivocal, no ifs, no buts. Women's sport is worth protecting.
Oh, look, I 100% agree with you, and more strength to your arm. It is a private senator's bill. I said that at the top of the show, but I just want to clarify that with you.
Certainly, yes, Peter. It's a private senator's bill. This is an issue that I've been working on for some time now. I mean, I've been on your show many times and on your colleagues' shows many times over the last couple of years talking about this issue. I've been consulting with sports people, sports scientists across the spectrum, across the Australian community, and so I'm certainly looking forward to bringing this bill on in the near future.
If you had a word to the government so that the Prime Minister's office, the Senate Leader's office give you some priority, because, you know, once you get this bill into the Parliament, we really need it debated, we really need it passed, particularly before the election. Do you get any sense that your colleagues would be amenable to that?
Well, certainly, I've spoken with a number of my colleagues, including the leadership of my government, and made sure that they are aware of my intention, and they know that this issue is important to me and has been important to me for quite some time. But I'd also point out that at state levels and at the federal level of the Liberal Party, motions have been passed by rank and file members, not only in support of my advocacy, but in support of the very policy outcome that we're trying to give effect to here. So I certainly hope that the government will be supportive of my bill.
Look, you've got the party membership behind you, no doubt. You've got a lot of my viewers behind you. I will, when I'm talking to ministers on other issues, I will raise it so that there is a push from the media that the government give you priority, because it's got to get passed. And they can't just, shunt it off to a committee and hope it dies a natural death somewhere and doesn't come back until after the election. It's interesting, isn't it? There was a story today in relation to the NRL. It was a case in Perth. A young girl, NRL rugby gun, has been playing with young boys. She's 13, but she's now banned because once you hit 12, risk of injury, they say, you can't play with the boys. Now, how does it work one way that the boys can play on the field with girls to the detriment of women's sport, but this young girl can't play with the boys?
Yeah, I think that's it's a really interesting case, Peter. And look, I have a lot of sympathy for this girl. She's obviously an incredible athlete and probably finds it more challenging playing with the boys. But it's also interesting at the same time that her local sporting competition recognised that there is a clear physical difference between males and females, and that in order to ensure women are safe and are able to play on a fair playing field, that separation is required.
Spot on. You're picking up the hypocrisy there. Well, good luck with your bill. We stand here ready to help. Senator Claire Chandler, thank you for your time.